Michael has asked me to read 4 poems, so you can settle back and know I won't be here for too long. I was thinking that many of us have particular occasions or experiences in our life which stand out. They seem to identify us, or we identify ourselves from certain experiences. In my case, it was going away to boarding school when I was a young boy. I didn't know what I was getting into. Went away to Limerick, 120 miles away, and it was a very strange experience, and I think many things have followed from that in my life. The kind of education I got, the kind of training, the consequences of that. And it seems to me that that going away when you're young marks you. Because I found in my case that when you're away for 5 years and just getting home occasionally, it builds up a kind of barrier between you and your family. You grow up differently. They don't know what influences are bearing upon you. They don't know your life. And you kind of lose touch in a certain way with them. Remember my mother said when I was growing up, we never really knew you. You know, that kind of hurt. But I understood. I was away. How could they know me if I wasn't there? So I always remember, this poem is called Going Away. The morning she brought me up to Dublin. We lived in North County Dublin, near Balbriggan. So it was a bus journey to Dublin, to Eden Quay. Then it changed to a bus going down the river to what we now call Houston Station, where I was met by a small group of boys who were waiting for me. And I realized I was being sucked into, absorbed into their world, their kind of sense of things. And I don't remember anything about the journey. Now I realize, I think, what did my mother feel handing me over? Was her doing, was her notion to have me educated. But what did she feel when she handed me over to these strange boys? So going away, it was not a good beginning. The arrival at the river, not good, nor the transfer to a bus that rattled us closer to the end. I do not remember anything we said. Can only imagine how she must have felt, handing me over to a group in waiting. I felt subtle enfolding, a drawing in, the notion that they had a claim on me, that I should become more like one of them, even though that meant leaving what I knew, forgetting what they did not care about, Argyllin Fields, Argyllin Strand. None of that had any value there in gleaming corridors, weeping walls where I bit my tongue day after day. In the long run, they asked too much of me, and I came back to what they did not accept, things as they are, the script of many selves. I was thinking too of the way in families as we grow up, there are also other separations, differences, estrangement, lack of intimate contact. And so this poem is called Loose Connections. I have driven through the night to find you huddled at the fire in the same old chords. I hear rain hammering. Somewhere water slops over a damaged gutter. We began life in the same field. You had a fair to middling left foot and good hands, but gave it up. We took different paths, never a sundering, more a drifting based on some interior strain. Yours hidden from me, mine of no interest to you. I sent you bits of news you hardly notice. My books could end up on the floor or flung to the back of a shelf. That was never an issue. something to talk about, to joke about. All you read are sports pages, pictures of football stars, shirty millionaires. Now I watch your eyes dissolve behind glasses. Fallen memories, loose connections. As we part, your hand grips mine for one fierce, confusing hold. I hear rain pound in the car and wonder why I come this far when all I get is a broken world. A couple of years ago, we spent some time on Achill, and one day we were down on the Strand, lying in the sand dunes and the reeds, and I saw a woman pushing a stroller along the Strand with a little boy kind of following her, but not keeping up and stopping to look at things and examine things. And so the poem, of course, it reminded me of myself, my own mother-son relationship, and what happens to us, what happens to little boys who one day walk on the beach, but other times things can happen to them. I watch as you push a stroller along the Strand, your black hair and slim shape. But what I see is a small child who lags behind in blue shorts, pink shirt and hat, absorbed, sometimes stopping to choose a shell or coloured stone, sometimes running to catch up, his entire being shimmering beside the sea. He could be on a different strand before the war, before the sundering. I want to say, be good to him. Spread your arms. Do not be slow to show how you feel before the ubiquitous beast will surge out of the sea, water gushing from head and back down straining thighs. Where such fears come from, I do not know. Charge in the dark, lurking at the turn, crouched on the landing, every step treacherous as shifting sand or sinking, as shifting sod or sinking sand. Tales I heard or overheard, stories read or half read, Bigfoot reaching into a girl's room, the grinning wolf in the grandmother's bed. Innocence bursts before we even know it. I want to say, don't be sanguine, don't feel safe. Walk the long beach where raveling waves compose a fabled narrative by day, only to unwind it again in the long night. Let a spell be woven here. Stretch your arms wide as you can, as often as you dare. On this day, let him feel the power of love that will not save. I'm going to put on my glasses because I'm getting a bit. It must be a glass of wine that Michael gave me. My vision is blurring. Some poems take off. Some poems are attached to a specific moment or a specific theme, but sometimes the poem comes to you then as a kind of life of its own. And this poem is called Stunning Place. In the arid reaches of the night, I hear the unmistakable plod, subdued whinnying. I know they come by river valley, hillside track, laneway, footpath, towpath, in grievous, imperturbable pacing to wait at the stunning place. They wait for night to come, clouds to move, stars to show, the moon to throw its mitigating shaft across land and sea. Some being fed sugar lumps, dipped heads in grainy bags, lain down in green pastures. Others have risked excitements of the track, crowds, cheers, the headlong gallop, ear-pulling adulation of the winner's enclosure. Workhorses went back and forth to gruff commands, were brushed, fed, watered, stalled for the night. Some have marks of affliction, stripes, sores, galling, the ribs unbearable. All know when it is time to leave the chores, forgo razzle-dazzle, lose touch with the known hand, forget tears on the hero's chest, move by ancient tracks through gaps and broken walls into the field, up to the gate to wait. I have seen where they pause beside a stream to lower magnificent heads, drink deep from silver streams, relax, ruminate, ups and downs, foals born, raise the odd row, kicking, biting, pawing the earth, feel-good canters, nuzzlings. At the gate, the ground is hard from many hooves, or soft and muddy from many hooves. Hard, soft, makes no difference here. In the arid reaches of the night, I hear the unmistakable plod, subdued whinnying, and know they come by river valley, hillside track, laneway, footpath, towpath, in grievous, imperturbable pacing here to the stunning place. Thanks very much.